Hello students, welcome back to EDT channel. In previous part of population genetics, we have studied what is meant by population genetics, basic concepts related to population genetics and Hardy-Weinberg law. In this lecture, we are going to cover factors affecting the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. If you remember, Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium or law states that gene and genotype frequencies in a Mendelian population remain constant generation after generation if there is no selection, mutation, migration or random drift. So, as per this law, we know that this allelic frequency or a genotype frequencies are not going to be changed in the population generation after generation if their evolutionary forces are not acting. So, as per this, the factors affecting allelic frequency or these factors are also called as evolutionary forces that will change the allelic frequency or genotype frequency within a population. So, these factors are evolution, natural selection, mutation, migration, genetic drift. So, these are the factors which are going to make change in this allelic frequency. So, they are not going to follow the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium if any one of these forces or factors are going to act on a population. So, we are going to study these factors one by one. So, first of all, what is meant by genetic change? So, if you remember from previous lecture, we have studied what is meant by gene pool. So, gene pool is nothing but it is the total number of alleles present in a population. So, genetic change is nothing but it is the change in frequency of an allele in a gene pool of a population. So, gene pool means it is a total number of genes or alleles that is found in that specific population. So, genetic change means change in the frequency of that allele which is found in that gene pool. Okay. So, why this genetic change or change in allelic frequency takes place? So, the process such as mutation, natural selection, migration and genetic drift, when they are acting on this gene pool, they will make a change in the frequency of allele that is observed or found in that gene pool. So, frequency of allele means what? How to calculate the frequency of allele? So, frequency of allele is equal to occurrence of that particular allele divided by total number of alleles present in that gene pool. So, suppose you are having two alleles capital A and small a. So, if you want to calculate the frequency of capital A, so we have to consider number of capital A allele found in that gene pool divided by total number of alleles, means summation of this whatever we have. So, likewise we can calculate the frequency of an allele. So, first factor which is make change in this allelic frequency, that is a evaluation. So, evaluation is nothing but it is the process by which new species of organism develop from the earlier form. So, whatever earlier existing population we have, with passage of time there are certain changes takes place in that population and new species are going to be evolved. So, that process of evaluation or formation of new organism or new species called as evaluation. So, this process normally occur at a slower rate and normally they are going to give response to change in a species environment. Why the species are going to be formed? So, due to change in environmental condition, these species are going to give response. They are trying to adapt that changed climatic condition and therefore certain changes takes place which result in the formation of new species. So, it is changes in the frequency of alleles in a population. So some alleles have a capacity to do better than the other alleles, and therefore those alleles are having a less capacity to adapt to change in environment or climatic condition, they can't survive, or those alleles having capacity to survive under this varied climatic condition, they will remain in the species, their frequency is going to increases, and therefore we will have a new population. So generally this evaluation acts on the population, not on the single individual. So single individual will not undergo the change occur in a whole population. So population is going to evolve here. So that whatever change you can observe, that is present in a whole population, not only in a single individual. Okay. So second factor is natural selection. So this theory of natural selection was proposed by the scientist Charles Darwin over 150 years ago. That you already know that Darwinism, or a theory of survival of fittest, that you have already studied. So population typically produce more offspring than the environmental resource can maintain. So always we are having a competition for survival. So compared to resources, we are having a more population, and due to this more number of individual in a population, they are trying to compete with each other, or they are trying to adapt this climatic condition. So such type of competition for survival we will observe in a population. So individuals with best adaptation, so those individuals have a capacity to adapt this natural changes, climatic changes, they are able to survive and they are able to do the reproduction. So that is called as a fitness. So fitness is nothing but, this is a defined as it's a reproduction rate in relation to that of other genotype. Compared to other genotype, how one individual or one organism do reproduction. So that is called as a fitness. Okay, so individual which is having a best adaptation or adaptability, they are able to survive and reproduce and pass their successful alleles on to their offspring. So whatever alleles they are having, they are going to pass to their next generation, and therefore we will get a increase in frequency of this successful allele in the progenies or offspring, that going to be increase in your gene pool. Or on other hand, we can say those individuals are having a less adaptability, they can't survive, or if they survive, they are not having a proper reproduction capacity. So their genes are not going to transfer to their progeny, and therefore they are going to be lost from the population, and that result in the shift in the equilibrium. So only successful alleles which is resulted from a best adaptable parent, they are going to pass on to the next generation, and they will only present in that gene pool. So environmental factors, we have two types, biotic factors and abiotic factors. They are going to act on the phenotype, or they are act as a selecting agent of the phenotype. Suppose here in this picture you can see we are having a two types of caterpillar, green colored caterpillar and blue colored caterpillar. So birds are going to pick only this blue color. Okay. So due to which what happened, the frequency of this blue type caterpillar is going to be reduced, because there is a natural selection takes place, which result in the increase in the frequency of this green colored caterpillar. Okay, and therefore the phenotype which is largely determined by the genotype, or a successful genotype alleles will increase in frequency in the gene pool. So therefore we are getting a increased number of genotypic frequency or allelic frequency of this green color caterpillar. So favorable allele increase in a frequency in a gene pool, while unfavorable alleles are going to be decreased. So those alleles unable to survive, they can't present, or their frequency is going to reduce from the gene pool. Okay. So if the frequency of allele changes, evaluation is going to occur. So after a certain number of generation, the frequency of allele and phenotype might change so that the population becomes reproductively isolated from other species. So after few generation, you will get a only population of a green color caterpillar. So blue color caterpillar is completely extinct from that population. So it is now you will get a new species. So here we have another example. So you can see this is, we are having original population which consists of green color plant and this orange colored plant. So environmental changes takes place. This population is going to be divided into cold region, warm region and mild region. So accordingly, if they are going, these green colored plants are unable to survive under cold region and therefore they are going to be extinct. In the same manner, this orange color plant are unable to survive under warm region and therefore they are going to be extinct. So selection for different genotype takes place as climate changes, and in further few years further environmental changes takes place that going to isolate this original population into two. So towards the cold climatic condition, you will have only population of this orange colored plant which are cold tolerant, while towards warm climatic condition you are having a population of only green colored plant which is warm tolerant. So this population is going to be genotypically isolated. Okay. So you are getting a two gene pool which is survive under different climatic condition. So the allele frequencies are going to be shift. The next point is kinds of selection. So generally there are three kinds of types of selection. They can make change in the normal distribution of phenotype in a population. So first one is a stabilizing selection. So stabilizing selection means what? So it is a selection which eliminates those phenotypes most different from the normal and thus reducing the frequency of phenotypic extreme. So it is a selection in which extreme phenotypes are eliminated or reduced or decreased. So such type of selection is called as stabilizing selection. So we are taking one example here, a butterfly population which is having a phenotype variation. So you can see here initially we are having 5 types of butterfly wing color. So you can see purple, blue, purple color, then we are having a dark blue, then blue, light blue and white. So these are the 5 wing colors or variation we will found in the butterfly wing color. So suppose there is a shift takes place in the environment and that is going to form either end of the curve are selected against that. So with passage of time, environmental pressure is going to remain constant, that result in the extreme forms are going to be eliminated. So with passage of time, selection is going to act on this extreme phenotype, that is white and purple. So with passage of time, these two types or 2 wing colors are going to be removed. So with passage of time, again the selection pressure is going to operate. Again this light blue and dark blue phenotypes are going to be eliminated and only the intermediate type you will have. Okay, only it will result in the increase in a population of intermediate phenotype which is found predominant in the population, and therefore you will have a change in the allelic frequency. Then second type is directional selection. So this type of selection is always associated with environmental change. So this is a type of selection in which selection takes place in one direction. Okay. So here we are having one example about the evaluation of horse is a good example of this directional selection. So horse is evolved from a forest dwelling animal Hyracotherium, which undergoes successive change in its body with environment changes. So as environment changes from forest to grassland, that will give rise to a tall, fast running and grazing horse. So from this animal we will have a directional change up to development of horse. Okay. Then next one is disruptive selection. So it is a type of selection in which average phenotypes are eliminated and encourage the extreme phenotypes. So it is a type of selection where selection of extreme phenotype takes place, eliminating or decreasing the population of average phenotype. So this tends to result in a distinct phenotypes in the same population. So for example, animals that can avoid a predation by being a certain color. So we are having a cases of non-poisonous butterflies evolving directional color changes, so that make them to look like a poisonous butterfly. So butterflies make changes in their wing color, so they can look like a poisonous butterfly, and therefore predators think that they are the poisonous butterfly, therefore they avoid the eating of such type of butterflies. So it will result in the development of color. So extreme phenotypes are going to be produced. Then the third one is mutation. So mutation is nothing but it is a source of new allele development in your gene pool, or it is a sudden heritable change that takes place in a character of an organism. It generally due to the structural change in the concerned gene. So you will get a variation here if a mutation occur in the gamete producing cell during DNA replication for meiosis, and such a gamete is going to be fertilized, then the mutation will be enter in your gene pool, that is going to shift the allelic frequency. So any mutation that enters a gene pool, that is acted upon by natural selection. So you can see this is a normal DNA which will treated with UV light. So if we treat this normal DNA with UV light, that undergo change, a single gene mutation takes place, and such a gene mutation if enter in a gene pool, they will produce a different phenotype. Okay, so alleles resulting from unfavorable mutation are selected against only remain in the gene pool if they are recessive. So mutation will remain in a gene pool if they are present in the recessive form, or remain in a hidden form if they are heterozygote. So neutral or silent mutations either for favorable allele or unfavorable allele are not acted upon by selection. So they are also present again. So selection will not operate on this mutation. Okay. So the frequency of this mutated allele in the gene pool will be due to chance. So generally very minor changes takes place due to mutation in the allelic frequency and the rate is very low, approximately 10 raised to minus 6. So the effect of the mutation on gene frequency would be detectable only after a large number of generation. Otherwise, in breeding populations, such effects may be ignored. So desirable mutation may prove very useful when it is discovered through a planned use of spontaneous mutation in crop improvement, but it is not feasible. Okay. Then fourth factor is migration. So migration means it is a movement of individual from one population to another population, or from a population into different population. Okay. So there are two types of migration takes place: immigration and emigration. Okay. Immigration means what? Individual migrate into a population from another population. This individual move on your population. And emigration means individual migrate out of a population. Okay, so they are leaving the population. So both processes allow gene flow between population. If emigration takes place or immigration takes place, both will make a change in a allelic frequency. Okay. So if a populations are large, migration may have a little or no effect on a population or on a allele frequency. But if your population is small, this migration will make a big change in the allelic frequency. Okay. So here first we will check emigration. Okay. So emigration means removal of allele from a population, reducing population genetic diversity. So if emigration takes place, the individuals are going to leave the population. So here we have taken a mice population which is having the two phenotypes, white and black. So white is a heterozygote individual while black is a recessive homozygous individual. Okay. So this is your population, and from this population these white color mice are going to move out. They are going to leave the population. Okay. So they are going to leave this original population. That result, with passage of time, there is a change in allelic frequency. So the frequency of this capital A allele is going to be reduced in the gene pool due to leaving of this original population. Okay. Then immigration. So immigration means addition of new allele or new individual in a population. They are going to increase the population genetic diversity. So again we are having two phenotype, white and black. So original population will only have the white color mice. Okay. So this is the original population. So here we are having the same frequency of capital A and small a allele. Okay. But due to immigration of these black colored mice in this population, the population is going to be changed. So final population after immigrants arrive, frequency of this small a allele, recessive allele, is going to be increased due to immigration of immigration of this black colored mice. So initially we are having 50% frequency of this recessive allele, that is going to be increased, while the frequency of this dominant allele is going to be decreased. The next factor is genetic drift. So this was explained by Civil Wright in 1931, that is called as a Civil Wright effect. So genetic drift is nothing but it is the change in the allelic frequency of a population due to random chance event. Due to random chance events such as natural disaster, it may be an earthquake, flood and so on. So such type of natural calamities are going to take place. that make change in the allelic frequency. So natural disaster or similar event randomly kills a large portion of the population, and therefore you will have a change in the allelic frequency. So the remaining survivors may have allelic frequencies that were very different from the previous population, and that phenomenon is known as a bottleneck effect. So after an event, whatever population is survived, so that is called as a bottleneck effect. Okay. Sorry. Next one is population due to genetic drift going to be suddenly reduced in number. The number of individual present in a population that going to be reduced after the effect or event takes place. Generally fire, flood, drought, or certain human activities such as rapid habitat destruction, introduction of predator, they are going to change the population, or they are going to make a reduction in a number of that population. So after the event, the population may recover to grow again, to return to normal levels, but population number is going to drop here rapidly, due to which the range of allele decreases and the frequency of allele is going to change. So after the event, few individuals are going to be dead or they can't survive, and due to which what happen, there is a shift in allelic frequency takes place. So when populations are large, mating is random, then as well as the environment is stable, in that case natural selection will not operate. So here we will get a stable allelic frequency from generation to generation. But if your populations are small, allele frequencies can increase, decrease, or even be completely lost by by change alone. So if you are having a large population, maybe you will not have that much of change in allelic frequency, but if your population size is small, you will get change in the allelic frequency. So sometime allelic frequencies are going to increase, decrease, or completely change, and this process nothing to do with natural selection. Okay, so genetic drift is completely independent of your natural selection. So we have two types of effect here in genetic drift, that is first one is a founder effect. So generally that occurs when a small group of individuals colonize a geographically isolated area such as an Iceland. When the population is going to move from your original population to new location where they are going to form a colony, so that is called as a whatever frequencies are going to observe in that small group, which is unlikely representative of those the original population. So alleles may not be present or may be more or less frequent compared to the original population. So here we have taken one example. So suppose you are having this population of beetle, and from this original population, this red color beetles are leaving this population and they are moved to the new geographical area where they have reproduced and colonized their population. Okay. So in this new population or new location, we are having only the alleles which is present in this red colored beetle compared to the original population. Okay. So evolution is likely to occur at a faster rate than the original population, because we are having only here one founder population. So founder population may be a single individual such as a wind blown seed. Here we have taken example of beetle, but with the help of wind, one seed is going to move from one location to new location where they start their new population. Okay, so there will be change in allelic frequency. Then second effect is the bottleneck effect. So population may be suddenly reduced in the number. So usually the catastrophic environmental events such as fire, flood, landslide or drought may cause change in the number of population, and therefore after these events, not only this catastrophic event but human activities such as a rapid habitat destruction, introduction of predator, competitor, they will also reduce the population, and after that event your population start to recover and return to their original or normal levels. Okay, so after this event what happened, the population numbers are going to drop, going to reduce rapidly, which result in the alleles present in a population are going to be decreases, as well as due to decrease in allele the frequency of allele is also going to be changed. When small population are going to subject to genetic drift, what happen, you will have a either reduction or a decrease or completely loss of certain individuals. So when population increases, it is likely that it will have reduced the genetic diversity. So suppose in this bottle you are having a parental population. So here we are going to, or this population is subjected to the certain event. So what happened here, one few individuals are coming out from this bottle, but one individual is going to stuck. So after stucking, whatever individual present in the bottle, they are going to killed. Okay, so the population that is coming out from this mouth of bottle, only that one is going to survive and they are going to form a new population. So in this population you can see blue individuals are more in number compared to yellow individuals. So next generation will also have a more alleles of blue individual compared to yellow individual. So that will change the allelic frequency, because initially you are having maybe same frequency of yellow and blue, but later on after the event the blue individual having a blue colored gene, they are increased, and therefore you have a shift in the allelic frequency. Then the next factor is a non-random mating. Non-random mating means that individuals of many species have a choice about which partner to mate with, and due to which what happen, so individuals are maybe sharing a common parent in the ancestry, that is called as a inbreeding. So due to that, some individuals will get a more opportunity to mate than others and thus produce more offspring or more copies of their gene compared to other individuals. So here each and every plant will not get a same chance to mate and produce a offspring. So here one individual is going to reproduce more oftenly, reproduce more compared to other individuals in the population, and that will result in the increase in allele of only that parent. Okay, so inbreeding takes place, so mating with relatives increasing the homozygosity, but outbreeding takes place mating with non-relative individuals, that will going to increase the heterozygosity. So allelic frequencies are going to be changed, that depend upon the inbreeding or outbreeding process. Okay, so in a small population a certain amount of inbreeding takes place, that going to reduce the proportion of heterozygous individual and increases the homozygosity or homozygotes, and therefore the rate of the heterozygosity is going to be reduced. In the same manner, if outbreeding takes place, it will increases the population of heterozygous individual than the homozygotes, and therefore you will have a shift in the allelic frequency. Okay, so this is all about factors affecting Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium or evolutionary forces, or it is also called as a factors affecting allelic frequency. Okay, thank you.